Rather than lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Thank you so much for joining me once again. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. We are back live and clear. We had a power shortage, but now everything is okay and we are definitely back for good. Now, in this video, we will discuss Arsenal monitoring the situation of Serge Gnabry. Finally, Arsenal fans starting to hear what they want to hear. And also we'll talk about the possibility of Chelsea losing out on Raphinha, Barcelona losing out on Raphinha as well. There is a small window that Arsenal will make a third bid for Raphinha, but that is going to depend on whether the player is 100% choosing Arsenal. Is that really even going to happen? We'll talk about Lisandro Martinez. Arsenal moving very quickly on Lisandro Martinez. Man United interested. They will need to get some players out of the door, and that is the opportunity Arsenal have in that deal. However, it is not that very clear. But also talk about Yuri Tillemans, West Ham and Tottenham Hotspur now interested. Arsenal have got company. So all that is going to be discussed in this video. Hit the like button for me. Subscribe to the podcast. First and foremost, guys, thank you so much. We got to 50,000 subscribers. I can't believe it. But also hit the like button. Let's get this one to 1,000 likes as Cossy announces his official comeback onto the channel, right? Let's get that done. Now, let's start off with Raphinha. Now, the last time we talked about Raphinha, Chelsea had hijacked Arsenal and the move was almost done. Chelsea agreed a £60 million deal with Leeds United to sign Raphinha. However, Barcelona have always been front runners in this deal, and although they've been, quite in the shadows, they were never away. They were never out of it. Those prides, they were always in it. Barcelona just decided to hijack the deal as well. However, they have not tabled a bid that is close to what Chelsea have tabled. According to Fabrizio Romano, actually, Leeds United will respect will respect the offer and agreement they have with Chelsea. They have given Deco and Raphinha time to negotiate with Barcelona, but also to convince Barca to table the same amount of money Chelsea have offered. So look, I say this yesterday. I say this, sorry, not yesterday, but the last time I was here, that it was always gonna be, can Leeds United play that loyalty pad, right, to Raphinha. Raphinha wants to go to Barca. That is 100% confirmed. So it was always going to be, can Leeds United sell him to the club that he wants to go to, or are they going to sell him to the highest bidder? Now, it looks like Leeds United are not interested in selling the player to Chelsea. However, any other club that is going to sign him, one, must have the consent of the player, and two, must place a bid, or their offer must match that of Chelsea. Now, Barca yesterday, officially written, that is according to Fabrizio, tabled another offer for tabled their official offer actually for Raphinha. Leeds United will not accept the offer because it is 100% below their valuation in the player. However, it is also believed that Barcelona could find themselves getting a subsidy because they are the player's favorite. So we expect that Barca could sign the player for around 55 million euros, although Leeds United are still very adamant and very, very strong that if your offer does not meet that of Chelsea, or if it doesn't get beyond that, then they cannot sell the player to you. So those two clubs at the moment, that is how they're standing. Chelsea do not have the player's consent. They do not have an agreement on the player for personal terms, right? The player is waiting for Barcelona. Deco has convinced him. They definitely want to take him to Barca. Barca at the moment, I think they've realized they will not be keeping Ousmane Dembele, and I think for me, always in the first place, that was going to be very, very hard and difficult, given the fact that Barca trying to cut their wage expenses and, wage bill, and La Liga is keeping their eyes open on Barca, and Dembele is asking for more money than he's already earning, as one of the players causing problems financially in terms of earning a lot of money at Barca. It was always going to be a difficult one. How can you ask for more money yet the club is in in financial desperate times? So it looks like Raphinha will be going to Barca at the moment if they can table an offer close to that of Chelsea. Personal terms agreed since February. Now, where does Arsenal come in, and where do we come in as a club? So where Arsenal comes in now is Arsenal are in direct talks with Deco and the representatives of the player. They've informed them that if the player one can give up Barca and Chelsea, then Arsenal will make a third bid for the player. So on our end, Arsenal will not make a third bid until Raphinha and Deco choose Arsenal over Chelsea and Barcelona. It's never going to happen. It's 100% never going to happen. First and foremost, Barca is the boys' boyhood dream club. He wants to play there, and all those things that players say, all that crap. And then Chelsea have always tabled more money than Arsenal in this deal. They're gonna pay more money to Leeds United, and they'll pay more money in terms of wages and salaries. Although they are very, very undecided, and they're unclear of who they actually want this summer. They've been trying to fight for Richarlison, and I really respect what Tottenham Hotspur have done. Probably Richarlison is not the kind of player that I'm really going to grief over and about. But I'm going to say this. I really respect what they've done. They've spent 60 million euros on another player. Whilst Arsenal are not ready for a bidding war, we are still waiting patiently like fools to see what's going to happen and what's going to come out of all this bullcrap. In my opinion, Arsenal need to be moving on at the moment, and that is what I'm going to talk about in this video now. Now, next on the list, Arsenal, according to 90 Min, have started monitoring the contract situation of Serge Gnabry at Bayern Munich. Now, this is very, very, very young. It's a story. It's a move at the very at the youngest stages. Arsenal have just started monitoring Serge Gnabry's contract situation at Bayern Munich. Arsenal now understand that they are no longer actually in pole position to sign Raphinha. It's a difficult deal and one that will never happen this summer. So Arsenal now have turned to Serge Gnabry and a couple of other options, including Noah Lang as well. But let's talk about Serge Gnabry. Arsenal would buy Raphinha for around a reported fee of around £60 million. Serge Gnabry would cost us only 40 or even £35 million. But to my understanding, I think Bayern would not let go of him without a fight. He has 1 year left in his contract. Yes, he's refusing to sign. Arsenal can use that as an advantage in negotiations because he has 1 year and he's not resigning. So I think the advantage Arsenal have in this one is a player who is willing to move and a player who is willing to find another new ground where he can be a hero. In my own terms, Serge Gnabry to Arsenal would be a good deal for the player. He can become a hero at Arsenal 101. But the problem is Serge Gnabry's wages. I've always discussed, discouraged a couple of clubs, not only Arsenal, but his wages have always pushed a couple of clubs away from signing him. He's asking in excess of 200,000 per week, and Bayern Munich have told him you will not be earning that here at the Allianz Arena. They've signed Sadio Mane, and literally that means we have Mane, we have Kingsley Coman, we have Leroy Sané. You can move on. You can definitely move on. I think Robert Lewandowski will leave, and in my opinion, Serge Gnabry would be a very, very important player at Bayern next campaign. But Bayern are not willing to beg, and they're not willing to keep the player against his own interest. So Arsenal going for Serge Gnabry. This is why, in my own sense, it makes a lot of sense. Now, Mikel Arteta said he wants these players. He wants Raphinha and Lisandro Martinez before the team flies for the USA. The deals have become a little bit more complicated than we expected and anticipated at the beginning of this week. But what I can report here is Arsenal have started now moving to other alternatives, and that is what you want, right? For me, go on, move on. Tottenham have done it, and they're happy. Look, Richarlison is no bad player. I've seen a couple of people trying to troll him and throw bad eggs at him on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. That is ridiculous. That is sheer hypocrisy. When he's doing well, you are absolutely loving him, right? When he's linked with Arsenal, you are absolutely loving him. But when he's linked to Tottenham Hotspur, he becomes a bad player. He's okay. He's an okay player, right? So Tottenham have moved on. Arsenal should move on. We don't have a lot of time. Today is the first day of July. And look, before you know it, we will be on the 30th of July and the season will be upon us. So Serge Gnabry, very, very good shout. Has the experience. Very talented. Played for Arsenal. Has played for Bayern. Has played at the game's topmost level. Is a winner. There is nothing you tell me about Raphinha when I have Serge Gnabry. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. When it comes to scoring goals, I think he will do it. When it comes to taking on players 1v1, I think he will do it. When it comes to being that kind of forward that gives you a lot of quality on that forward line, I think he will do it. So Serge Gnabry discussed at Arsenal how we can get this one done. Not a lot of competition at the moment. You have Liverpool in there, yeah. You have Madrid in there, but Madrid seem unlikely. So it's maybe Liverpool and Chelsea that are undecided. So I won't be very surprised if Chelsea bump into Arsenal and they start, we want Gnabry as well, because they are really undecided. But if they fail to get Raphinha, then chances are gonna be they will go for Sterling and maybe another one. But in my opinion, they've said they want two wingers. Raphinha could not be one of them. So it's gonna be interesting who's gonna be to join Chelsea. But the other story is around Lisandro Martinez. Arsenal are working very, very fast to sign Lisandro Martinez. Manchester United keeping a very close eye on that one. Now, United will need to get some players out of the door in order to sign Lisandro Martinez, with the likes of Eric Bailey and a couple of and the likes of Tuanzebe, trying to find a fresh start and trying to find new grounds for to play football. Of course, we understand Lisandro has played with Eric Ten Hag, and they could have an advantage in negotiations. He has also played with he has also worked with a couple of people at Manchester United who have been at Ajax. So it could be easier for the player to accept the deal to Manchester United. However, Arsenal are leading this race. We have already tabled in a bid that Ajax have refused to turn down, but then they're still waiting for another club to come in and create a bidding war. Now, it will be understood that Arsenal are not ready to create or to go into a bidding war for Lisandro Martinez and Raphinha. And that's why Arsenal are sitting very quietly on the side, waiting for what's going to happen and come out of the Raphinha negotiations. And it's also going. They're also going to be very, very. And they're going to be very, very, quiet, and they're gonna watch the space with Lisandro Martinez. So this morning, Raphinha, Arsenal do have a small window, but they're moving on to Serge Gnabry and Noah Lang. They've already decided that if we do not get him, those will be our next steps. I will discuss the Arsenal alternatives for Raphinha in the upcoming video, and then I will talk about Lisandro Martinez and Arsenal, what they should do to get this deal over the line.